Look at that stupid pair of shorts. Doesn't match my shirt. Just zoom in, zoom out. I don't care. It's a new fad. Sir David Bard, I'm coming to you from, yes, Anna, here's my nuts. You always like to see and hear my nuts. I'm coming to you from Arkansas, the home of Walmart. Great company. And I have a kangaroo story for you from Walmart, I think in Baltimore. When you go into Walmart these days, they have a package of we used to call them wet naps, but they're like cloth with alcohol on them, so you can clean your hands. So when you touch somebody else's cart, their streptococcus infections will be gone, and you feel like you are safe. You can go into a public place and be safe. Now, as the world evolves, humans find ways of becoming more animalistic. So here's what happened out of Walmart. Here's this girl. She's wiped her hands off. They're all nice and sterile and clean. And she's pushing her cart, minding her own business, and shopping. Well, this 20-year-old guy runs up to her and throws what the article says is a glob. Now, I have not heard much of the word glob in the last 30-40 years. The Blob, I knew in the 50s, came out of the movie house, people were running. So I know what a blob is, but a gob is an old word, but I'm an old person. A gob is, it's hard to describe a gob. It is kind of like a piece of human waste that is bigger than a quarter, maybe smaller than a 50-cent piece, that is all wet and slimy and disgusting. So she's going through the store. I don't know, maybe she had the baby in the carriage. I don't know. Maybe it was Mormonville. They had 9 babies in the carriage. But anyway, minding her own business. This guy runs up to her and throws a glob of sperm on her. Now this is something, you know, I'm almost 70. I've heard of a lot of sexual fantasies and a lot of sexual behaviors as a counselor over years and years of human experience. But sperm throwing, it's a new one. Maybe it's all this new technology on the, hello, I'm throwing you my sperm. Maybe that's the next thing. After the kids send naked pictures, they send globs of sperm. Now, what do? Okay? If you're the lady, do you scream in the middle of a Walmart, oh my God, a glob of sperm is on me? That would make a lot of people suspicious of how that got on her. Okay? Because most of us wouldn't think there would be a sperm thrower in Walmart. Well, evidently there was. So she goes up to security, and she has sperm on her buttocks and her leg and her thigh. Now, if I was a security guard and she came in, and I would say, well, you know, what is that? She said, it's sperm. I said, okay. How did that get there? A man threw it on me. Well, did he throw his own sperm, or did he buy a sperm bank at Walmart and just took out the frozen sperm and threw it at? Where is the guy? Well, I don't know. So you can identify him from the DNA. You say, well, yeah, we could do that, but it could be anybody's DNA. How do we know it's from his penis. And how do we know it was his hand? How do we know if somebody didn't go in the bathroom and ejaculate this man in their own hand and then threw his sperm on you? As a security guard, I would be asking all of these questions. And of course, the last question I would say is, young lady, would you mind pulling your panties down? I just want to make sure we don't need to do a rape kit. The Bard. The Bard is crazy. So anyway, now Walmart is it's a progressive company. God, they're ahead of the line all the time. So now they have those little wet nap things. They didn't used to have those so that your hands are clean on their carts. Well, now they have raincoats and big goggles for young women. It's called the sperm outfit, so that you can go into a Walmart now and feel safe. I used to have something dealings with prison inmates. Not that I was one. I was guarding them and counseling them. And in a prison, the inmates who don't like certain guards, they throw shit and piss through the bars. And the guards don't like that. Maybe there's a couple of guards that do. They go, hey, get me. I don't know. But anyway, I've never heard of throwing sperm on a guard. Now, here's my questions. And these are just Bard thoughts. They're just Bard thoughts. What if the girl became pregnant from the savage sperm climbing up her thigh? Was she raped? I don't know. Rape to me is not throwing sperm on somebody, but maybe there's new laws. Maybe in Utah the Mormons need a new law that sperm throwing is a felony. Well, now she has to decide, was she raped or was this consensual? Well, it wasn't either one. She didn't go, anyone got sperm? Throw it on me. That didn't happen in Walmart. And he didn't grab her or throw her down. I guess he just followed her a little bit, and when he got in a good position, he just threw the glob. I don't know how globs go through. Do they have little wings on glob? I don't know. But anyway, was she raped? Was she consensual? If I was, his defense attorney, I might say that she was consensual. She was walking around with no panties on and enticed him to throw his sperm at her. Well, it's a defense. Not a good one, but it's a defense. You can see why I didn't graduate from law school. No one wanted me to defend them. Anyway, take a look at the link down below. I think it's in all big stores now that they have the sperm repellent machines. And now I think they're going to some type of a belt that when men go into Walmart, the greeter, the guy that's 87 years old, can't see, can't hear, can't think, but he goes, good morning from Walmart, and it's 4 o'clock in the afternoon. He hands out, kind of like these 3D glasses in movies, he hands out these little panties for men that when they're in Walmart, the Johnson cannot come out. and he takes them off when you come out of Walmart. You're not allowed to take the panties out off of your own body, the men, and throw them with a glob at any of the women. So it's kind of like sperm paintball. Who gets hit? It's just part of the game. So you can put on, vests and helmets and goggles and go shopping. Maybe this is going to be a little bit of a push for some online shopping. God. Hey, lay, there. Oh God, hear the words of my mouth repeated 3 times. The true order of prayer. Don't cut my throat at a penalty. Don't tear my heart out, and don't tear my guts out. And please, if you want to know what the second token of the Melchizedek priesthood is, the sign, the patriarchal grip, or sure sign of the nail, it is health in the navel, marrow in the bones, strength in the loins and sinews, power to priesthood. be upon me and upon my posterity through all generations of time and throughout all eternity. Now, one final thought, because I still have teenagers. If my teenager came home from shopping at Walmart and go, "What have you been doing? What's that white stuff all over your dress there?" I don't know. I think I know. So take her down to the hospital and they pull it off and they go, "It's sperm. You're in deep trouble. You have sperm on your dress." "Well, I don't have a boyfriend. I don't even know a boy. I've never seen a penis." I said, "Well, where were you shopping?" I said, "Walmart." Well, all right, excuse. You just went through like the car wash of big box stores for sperm attachments. It's like teenagers stand at the door and people just throw globs of sperm on and they go in the shop and they come home. And you know, you can't blame your kid for getting hit with paintball sperm. So anyway, this Bard, take a look at my link and I'm gone.